Hey everybody, it's Matthew Sauve, the rhythm guitarist of Lasting Eternity. Oh! So yeah, if any of you guys are wondering from my last videos, yes, I did get my hair cut a little bit. It was actually a bit more than this, but it's already growing back. The reason I got it cut was because my dad dislikes my long hair, and summertime is coming, so I figured I'd take a little bit off, but I like it long. I realized that after I cut it. So I'm growing it back out, and I don't think I'm going to get it cut short again. It's like that saying, you know, once you go black, never go back. It's kind of like that, but for hair, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm more of a music guy. I don't really think about these things. Alright, so today's lesson we're going to be talking about power chords, because I am the rhythm guitarist in the band. We're going to apply to maybe some of the techniques we've used from the muting video I did on how to mute your strings. Palm muting, finger muting. So we're going to work on that today. First, we're going to start off with tunings, because tunings are important when it comes to power chords. And when I say power chords is a little bit different from normal chords. Normal chords, like I guess you play like open string chords on acoustic. It's different than from power chords, because power chords tend to be pretty simple. They're normally 2 notes or 3 notes, and that's it. And the reason we use power notes in metal and power chords in metal and in rock is because when you have distortion on your amplifier, if you were to play like an E minor open string chord, it would sound like this. And it sounds like crap. So to get a little bit less of a distorted, crappy sound out of it, we play power chords. Power chords are different in different tunings. So I'm going to start off with drop D, because drop D is one that you'll probably use if you're into metal or harder rock, like not just rock, hard rock, whatever. So in a lot of metal and stuff, people will play in drop D tunings, drop D tuning, drop C tuning, drop A, drop B, all these different tunings, because there's one thing is in any tuning with drop in it is all your other strings always have 4 notes apart. So if I was to play B, first fret on B, and then the first fret on the E string, they are 4 notes apart. So that means if I'm playing C on the B string on the first fret, I'm playing F on the E string first fret. So they're always 4 notes apart. In the drop tuning, though, we're dropping the big string, your biggest, down a whole step. So if I was to be in E standard, all the other strings would essentially be the same, in the same tuning except for your big string, if I was in drop D. Because what we're doing is we're tuning the biggest string down to D, which is the same as your D string here. That's the same note, just different octaves. One's higher than the other. Anyways, the reason why a lot of metal guitarists and hard rock guitarists and stuff like that use drop tunings is because power chords are essentially really simple. Like I can play power chords with just one finger. That's in drop tunings, because all I have to do is pick where I'm gonna play, which fret, pitch down, and then just play it over the first 2 biggest strings. And there you go, that's a power chord. It's only 2 notes, and it gives you a nice thick sound. If you want more of a thick sound, you can put in 3 notes, but I wouldn't go any farther than that in power chords, because you don't want to get your distorted sound like the E minor open string chord I did earlier. You can go up to 3 maybe. Add a little bit more tone to it than just this. Depends on how your song is and what you want in it. Anyways, So in drop tuning, it's really simple. Just one finger over the first two, over your two strings you want to play. And there you go. You're playing dropped power chords, basically. In E standard, just let me go into E standard for a second. In E standard, or any other tuning that's not drop tuning, the power chords will be slightly different. But still the same idea. It requires 2 notes or 3 notes in the chords. And they are still power chords. There's a bit more effort in it. So for E, like I'm just using E standard as an example, but any other standard tuning, or just let's say C standard, D standard, you will basically play the same way. You're going to have your first finger on your 3rd fret on your biggest string, and your ring finger on the 5th fret, 2nd biggest string, and I'll just play that. And that's a bit different too from the drop D tuning. If you play in drop D, you'll notice that it doesn't quite sound the same as standard power chords. These standard power chords tend to have a bit more of a pentatonic or rocky kind of sound to them, so they won't sound exactly the same. Drop power chords do tend to sound a little bit deeper or darker to them, but not by much. And essentially, you can play this anywhere. Just keep it 2 fingers apart all the time. So I can play here, I can play here, I can play here, I can play here. Doesn't matter, I can play it essentially wherever I want. Just keep those 2 fingers apart. You can see it here if I move my finger away from here. That's essentially all you gotta do. You can either play power chords on your D, on your D string and your A string, or you can play it on your E string and your A string. It doesn't matter. You can even mix it up a bit maybe in your songs, so you can really get some nice sound out of it. Next thing I want to incorporate is a lot of times, and mostly metal, is you're going to hear a lot of, like what I've done in my previous lessons, is a lot of muting. You'll hear that in a lot of power chords, generally. So a lot of like... So you hear the kind of like that. Or some people, when they play too, and especially when you're in drop D. I do this sometimes when I'm just messing around. Sometimes I'll take my power chords and I'll just go. You can mute with your finger and open, and all you can do, you can just do this basically. And as you're moving down the fretboard, you're also hitting your harmonics. So you're hitting your harmonics as you're going. It gives it a nice sound. It's probably more rocky than metal. You decide, make it as you wish, and experiment. That's pretty much power chords. When you're doing these two, you can come up with your own chord sequences. Like what I do when I'm trying to come up with cool chord riffs or chord progressions for metal kind of idea, is I'll play around. Like I'll play around with my A and my D string, and then my big my bass string when I'm in drop D, and my A string. And I'll kind of look around. Try to find some chords. Like, you basically just fool around. You find something that goes good. And essentially when you play power chords, I'm going to remind you, if you're in a band or something like that, or you're having a jam session, and you're out there with a bass player, or another guitarist, or any other instrument for that matter, always make sure that the other instruments are playing in the key that you're playing in, so it doesn't sound out of tune. You want to make sure, like, let's say if I'm playing in A, that you want to make sure all your other musicians are playing in A, in the key of A as well, in their scales and in their notes. That way you don't get like a horrible kind of feedback. You'll kind of hear it when the notes don't clash properly. It sounds like the whole band's just out of proportion. You'll be able to tell when you're out of key. But that's our chords for today. Have a good day, and rock on, dudes. And that's all I got for you today. Have a good one.